Hey, I'm trying to film something. Turn that off. Got the green outfit on. So, green. I am so excited. New car, guys. New fucking car. Do you understand what that means? I haven't done this in so long. I am so rusty. By the way, come with me. We're getting the fuck out of here. We're going back to California. I can't wait to get stabbed and robbed. But before that, I want to talk to you guys about, not my setup, but about the cars that I'm looking at right now, okay? Oh, all right. So I'm a little old, so now I need glasses, so that's another update in my life. I want to show you guys the cars that I'm looking at and the prices, because they've dropped already like crazy, and I want you guys to suggest me other cars. And then after I show you these real quick, we're going to hop in the car and talk about cars. Yo, hit it, Sergio. No, don't worry. We will do this later. We'll do it later. So right now, one of the cars definitely that I'm looking at is the 765 LT. McLaren, I'm feeling dangerous. I'm going back to LA. I might get stabbed. I might get shot. I might get robbed. I might get kidnapped or something even new, probably get a new type of virus. So now I'm also flirting with the idea of burning myself and catching on fire. So don't tell Belen. Don't tell Belen these jokes, okay? So this is what I'm looking at. These McLarens, there's 3 pages. So let us make note of that. There's 3 pages, cheapest ones. I always put the highest price all the way at the beginning and then the cheapest all the way at the bottom. This is the bottom. So right now, the 765 LTs by McLaren, they're running around $479,000 on Auto Trader. That's what we're looking at right now here. Then, I'm looking at Porsche. I'm looking for a GT3 RS, not really a GT3, but there's none of the new ones. I don't know how much they are. Last time I spoke with Danny, which was like a few months ago, he told me that they were asking $250,000 over sticker or some shit like that, which is fucking ridiculous. The market is completely changing, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. I'm looking at this GT3, which is beautiful, $290,000 for a Ruby Stone Red, and Porsche already did it for someone, so they can't tell me no. So, GT3 RS, we're gonna have to wait. Now, GT4 RS. The GT4 is one of my favorite cars of all time, okay? And these are, I wanna say, when I started looking for cars, the McLarens were about $650,000. The GT3 RS, like I said, they still are a big unknown, but the GT4s were $400,000 when I started calling people and they were like, yeah, it's 400 grand. I'm sorry, what? But now prices are getting more normal. So you're seeing like the cheapest ones right here, $269. By the way, excellent price to the people right here and also to the people right here, $269. Beautiful cars. These, oh my God, these are so sexy. And there's so many good colors. Look at whatever Brett David's got right here. And then, oh, look at the yellow one. There's an acid green one. They have it all. Lamborghini STO. You guys know I'm obsessed with Lamborghini. So when I started calling about these cars, they were $650,000. Did I say that right? $650,000? Yes, I did. And right now, the cheapest is around $395,000. Iluso in California has it, 255 miles, but there's a lot of these STOs. Like a lot of these STOs. So I'm pretty sure the price is going to start dropping fast too on these, right? And last but not least, AMG Black Series, guys. When I started calling people about these cars, they were literally $650,000 too. And now you can buy one for $377 and tell that person who probably lost their ass paying $650,000 for an AMG Black Series that I'll be taking it for way less than that, probably $300,000 less. So, let's go to the car. Whoa, before we leave, Tati. Whoa. Whoa. we're in the car, it feels appropriate to say, let's talk about cars. Now hit it, Sergio. Do you really need to hit it? I actually don't know if you need to or not. Do you? No. All right, either way. So, as you guys know, buying a new car it used to be like every fucking day, and it was such a regular activity in my life. And I'm glad that I went in the direction that I did, and I took a break like I did. I feel re-energized. I am so fucking curious about all of the cars out there. But most importantly, I am very excited. Because before it became a norm just to go out there and drive cars. So now I'm picking a car that I'll be extremely excited about, and I'm not gonna overdo it again. I'm not gonna buy a trillion cars, I'm not gonna do that. So that it feels special, and so that the hunt for these cars is not, it doesn't get brutalized like it did before, right? So, when buying a new car, one of the most important things that I've learned is you gotta buy the right car for the place where you live at. So first, obviously, within the next 30 to 90 days, we'll be moving back to California. And I know what everyone's thinking, Alejandro, are you sure? No, but hey, I gotta do what I gotta do because of my wife, right? Oh! God fucking damn it, I love this car. And that's why I actually really love this car for Texas. The roads are just so straight. There's not a lot of turns. The roads are not the best. And I think this turbo does all of that really nicely. So I'm gonna move back to California, get a new house, figure out exactly what the fuck is gonna happen, where I'm gonna be, and the right car will fall into place. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not gonna drive any cars. We're not gonna go test drive all of the cars. And at the same time, it helps me because I am waiting for the prices to drop. You guys saw the prices dropping already from where they were, and that's a trend that's not gonna change, and I'm banking on it. Whether it drops or not, it doesn't really matter. I'm lucky enough that I can get any of those cars, no problem, but getting some discounts never hurt nobody, especially not cheap Alejandro, now that I'm old and cheap. So, I actually don't drive with my glasses on. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and now maybe I need glasses when I drive. That was pretty HD. Either way, let's start with the 765 LT. Rear-wheel drive car, 4.0-liter V8 engine, produces 765 horsepower. It is a monster. I love the McLaren steering feel, the connection with the road. I love the noise they make, and it's so violently fast. I haven't driven one, but I've heard multiple things from people that I really like and that I trust with their opinions saying it's a beast. Now, the negatives to it is, it's not a naturally aspirated car, so it's not gonna make all of the crazy noise that a Lamborghini will make, for example, but it's got other things that are better. So I wanna see how that feels and really get a feel for that car, because will it be more important to get the feel for the car, or do you want something that makes more noise? And it also will depend on where I live, because I don't want to be enemies with my neighbors. I'm Mexican, so I'll lose every battle. So that's the 765 LT. Now, as far as the McLaren drama goes, I don't care. The only thing that for real worries me is that if that car catches on fire, which by now I hope you guys don't, not expect something crazy to happen to me, and understand that pretty crazy shit happens to me all the time. I feel like if it catches on fire, the insurance is not going to pay me, and they're going to say like, oh, well, clearly this is a trend and you keep doing it, or why are you buying the same cars that catches on fire? So that worries me. Just want to say that. Now, onto the Mercedes. The AMG GT-R Black Series is one of my favorite cars ever. I love my GT-R so much, that green Hulk GT-R that I had. It's the GT-R Black Series is a 4.0-liter V8 twin-turbo engine. Produces, I believe, 720 horsepower, 730 horsepower. It does 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. All of the cars that I'm looking at are the same. I'm not too concerned about speed because I have my Teslas, so I'm not worried about that. And even my 911 Turbo, which I'll miss, it depends on what I get. It depends on what I get. It depends on what happens. We'll see what happens. But I don't want to have a million cars, but we'll see what happens. The AMG GT-R Black Series, I hear it's an incredible driving experience. The car is too tough. Like, the suspension is insane, which I don't mind. It's supposed to be a car that tires you. And we live in California, right? Well, we'll live in California soon. So it's one of those things that I want to be tired, and it's fine, and it's not a negative, it's a plus for me. So with that said, the one detractor for that car for me is it's very common. It's just it's a Mercedes, you know. So you're getting a Mercedes, and it's also the best part of it because it's kind of boring to look at. Even though it looks crazy, it's a Mercedes. There's other cars, there's other Mercedes that look like it, and it loses a little bit of that special McLaren Ferrari-esque blah 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 bullshit. So the Mercedes Black Series, for the same reason that I don't really like it, I love it because the reliability is insane. I love Mercedes as a company. I love Mercedes Formula One team. You guys know that. And I love Yvonne. So altogether, and that's the person that, like the woman that sells me all of my cars at Mercedes, love her. That is a huge positive. I don't know. I think to me the Mercedes will be, if I find one at the right price and the right spec, because also if you guys have seen the ones that look like the Formula One livery, oh my God. Oh, if I find something like that, then it gives it extra points. But until then, we'll see. Now, which one of all these cars do you guys like? And if you want to recommend me another one, please write it in the comments down below. I want to check out everything. I haven't driven anything for a very long time. I'm so fucking pumped. On to the next one. Lamborghini STO, guys. V10, naturally aspirated engine. A fucking monster of a sound, a monster of a feel, incredible steering feel from the Huracan Performante. Will it be kinda in that range? I wanna see. It's about the same speed as the other one, 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. And it's not so much about the speed, that one, as much as it's about the experience and the turning. Because the Huracan Performante, what it did so well, it turned like a shark in water. It could just do that. You can have the car looking at one side and then turn it to the other, and it's so stable, and that security that gives you, my God. And what about the design? The designs and the colors in that car are incredible everywhere you look at. So the positives in there is just like the old school car guy. Alejandro's old, he likes Lamborghinis, so that's the good. The bad is obviously how hard and how rough it is to drive. But I gotta say, guys, I feel like sitting in a fucking Performante without a suspension right now for 7 days straight, because I have not driven anything. So it's really exciting. I think, to be honest with you, one of my favorite ones right now before driving them is that STO. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I think you can tell by the way that I talk about the car. And obviously the interior, the Lamborghini-ness, the ridiculousness is something that goes really well with Salomondrin, if you will, and it's fucking ingrained in my personality and in my heart, so most likely that STO is really, really, really gonna do something. And then, to close this, let's go into the Porsche realm, right? Because I love Porsche. I used to be the Porsche collector back in the day, and I love the GT4 RS. I think the GT4 was one of the greatest cars ever. GT4 RS, it's that same concept, but now with a 911 engine, 4.0, 500 horsepower, naturally aspirated. It sounds incredible. That is a car that I love looking at, and I'm sure I'm gonna love driving. It's a little bit surprising how fast it is because of those 500 horsepower on the engine, which you would never have thought that it would make it to the Cayman. But I wanna see if that's gonna be more exciting than the GT3 RS, because the GT3 RS, it looks like a Formula One fucking car, the new one. It's cut on the back, it's cut on the front, it's cut in all the right places, and oh my God, it looks orgasmic, it sounds orgasmic. You just put a little exhaust in it. Wow. Driving experience in those Porsches, the best there is. Period. You want to drive something that, although that STO could be, but the Porsche is so light, I want to see how that is. I am so curious. The negative on the Porsche is it's just a little boring. I have a Turbo S right now. It's one of my favorite cars I've ever had and one of my favorite cars from the past. But it might feel like it's the same thing. I'm not entirely sure. And with that said, guys, I want to know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments down below. I'm dying to hear all of your recommendations. And please know, these are not the only cars that I'll be looking at. I want to see all of the fucking Ferraris. The Ferraris, I'm very curious in many different levels, and I just don't want to just name all of them. But these are the main cars that I'm looking at along with Ferrari models. and let's see what wins. Also, there can be a wild card car. Let's get a Cullinan Black Badge, or a Phantom, or a Ghost. That's in the possibilities too. Those are depreciating like crazy too. I love those cars, and perhaps I don't need something as sporty. I don't know, but you guys tell me. Either way, my name is Alejandro, and motherfuckers, we just talked about cars here. Thank you.